Hello there, folks. I'm here at the U.S. National Arboretum, and you guys may know this beautiful tree. I made videos on it in the past. It's a beautiful, really summer-like day here. Currently about 80 degrees, 81, something like that. 26, 27 Celsius, something like that. Gorgeous, gorgeous weather. Nice and humid. It feels amazing. It's really, really so great to have this here. And if you're in the conifer collections, it's amazing. You can see these deciduous dawn redwoods and everything really filled in, you know, the whole canopy and everything. You know, like 2 weeks ago, everything was still pretty bare, and now everything's come back. Just a sign that it is spring. And this, unfortunately, here is a giant sequoia. I don't know what happened. Like a year ago, start of COVID, it was nice and healthy. Just somehow, like even the last Google Maps thing from like a year or two ago, Street View, showed it nice and healthy. I have no idea what happened to it. It's been there for like 50 years at least, probably. Very, very sad, but hopefully they replace it. Here we have this beautiful coast redwood, and it got me thinking about how trees have an ability to adapt and thrive in climates so different from their own. Here it gets not only a lot colder than where coast redwood's native to, but also, you know, you have these hot, steamy, humid summers like the tropics, where they're native to is coastal temperate rainforests for most of the range. In Northern California, very southwestern, central Northern California, and then the very southwestern tip of Oregon, just into Oregon, south of Brookings, where there's lots of palms. But the summers there are like the Pacific Northwest. I mean, it is ecosystem-wise, it's Cascadia, it's like the Pacific Northwest. It is pretty much. So, you know, coastal Northern California, that area, that's part of the Pacific Northwest, the Pacific temperate rainforest. So that is a temperate rainforest, and as such, their winters are cool, moist, and I mean very rainy, and lots of coastal fog. Very, very, very different from here. But as you can see, I mean, it just looks amazing. And this thing's been thriving here for so many years now. And yes, obviously it gets some browning on it. Could be cold from the cold. Could be, you know, just after winter. Obviously, is when it's gonna be looking its worst. But these things thrive. I mean, they thrive in Southern California where it gets like 100 degrees. I mean, it's amazing. There's actually groves of these in Southern California that have been planted because they're not native to Southern California. And they look fantastic. And I've seen some in LA, and in the LA area, just looking gorgeous. Some are like 150 feet tall that I've seen planted in the 1800s. But these are obviously more recent. But it's crazy to think that, you know, given that this thing thrives, which obviously it has so far. Here's a younger one looking even more gorgeous, just a really full crown. It's absolutely stunning. You know, if these thrive and the giant sequoias thrive, which there are a number of both species in the DC area, eventually, hopefully, assuming, you know, this gets struck by lightning or something, God forbid, we can have 300 foot, maybe they won't, you know, I mean, maybe they won't reach 300 feet. That's a long, you know, a long ways away, but, you know, several 100-foot redwoods here, which would be pretty crazy. But just, I mean, you know, the first redwoods were planted, I think, around 1900 at the Capitol. Maybe there was some planted before then, but they just haven't been here nearly long enough to put on that amount of growth. Obviously, it takes thousands of years for them to reach that size. They're incredibly long-lived trees, some of the longest lived in the world, and they grow slower here because it's colder, just different weather. But you can see this beautiful needles. Looks a lot like a hemlock, actually. But more pointed at the end, not really blunt tipped, but very nice, gorgeous species. I mean, you can just see this beautiful red bark. Reminds me a lot of my time. I've been to Muir Woods near San Francisco, just gorgeous. And they've got this really soft, like almost like a hard foam. I don't really know how to describe it, but I mean, the feeling is very nice. You know, like it looks like maybe you get like a paper cut, like a splinter from this, but it couldn't be further from the case. I mean, you rub your hand along here, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like rubbing it against, like, yeah, like pieces of foam, pieces of styrofoam or pieces of foam cut up. It's so soft and like porous. Gorgeous trunk, gorgeous tree. And there's another one back there. Just amazing to see them here. And I've seen a number of them in the area. We do have quite a few. So just wanted to show you guys that. And there's that sign that says California, because they have the state trees of every state planted here. And then if they can't grow here, which a number of state trees cannot, they'll have a replacement. Like they have dwarf palmetto standing in for palmetto for South Carolina and Florida. And then they have other trees standing in for state trees that don't do as well here. But coast redwood, and then they have the giant sequoia next to it, obviously, because this is the California section, is this state tree of California, along with the giant sequoia. And this one is from Los Altos, which is in the Bay Area. great climate, and a lot warmer than here, so just shows how they adapt. Incredibly tough trees, incredibly beautiful trees, and they should be planted much more widely here. They should be planted as street trees here, quite honestly. I mean, if you planted coast redwoods as street trees like in 1900, they'd be huge trees now, and they would look so amazing, and I really wish people would do that, maybe someday. So anyway, just want to share that with you folks. A little update on a nice tree sort of tucked away here in the corner. So the needle palm just down that road to the left. This is the sort of northeast corner of the Arboretum. Goes a little further that way. The Anacostia River is just down the hill there. Beautiful view of it. And then this is, I think, New York Avenue. So come here, come to the conifer collections down this road. It sort of curves around and then goes back to the visitor center. Come to the conifer collections, as you can see, just gorgeous. And take a look at these magnificent coast redwoods. Take care, folks.